Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Frenzy, the show the players watch. Earlier today, a woman took over my show and even had the audacity to rename it. I would like to let that woman know that I will be pressing charges for robbery, plagiarism, and vandalism. I will see you in court, you who shall not be named. Tonight, 9 district champions were crowned in girls' high school basketball. We begin in Class A, as Marquette hosted Traverse City Central in the district title game. First quarter, and the Redettes get off to a hot start. Amber Houghton to the hoop, count that baby, and a foul. Marquette jumps out to a 10-0 lead. A little later, ball down low to Bridget Pliska, and she absorbs the contact for the lay-in. Moments later, it's going to be Stasha Warchuk for 3 buckets. The Trojans would rally in the fourth quarter to cut it down to single digits, but they couldn't handle Hubner. She finished with 21 points on the night as Marquette wins it 47-40.
Well, we were just trying to maintain their best player, number 3. So it was just get out there, work hard. It's our last time playing on our court this year, so we wanted to go out with the win.
You know, I think as much as we talked about Margot and how she can make threes and handle it and do a lot of stuff for them, I think Amber does a lot of great stuff for us, and the other kids stepped up and competed hard. We played very well as a team.
The Redettes won their 3rd straight district title. Marquette, they're going to move on to face Midland Dow after they knocked off Bay City Western. That game will be Tuesday at 7 o'clock in Gaylord. It was a tight one in Houghton tonight as the Braves battled the host Gremlins. Third quarter, it's Houghton with a 5-point lead, but here come the Braves. Tassie Martinez drives hard to the hoop, off the glass, and it's good. Gladstone down 3. Back the other way, the Gremlins move the ball around to the far corner. Tona Reinanen puts up a triple. She knocks it down to make it 32-26 Houghton. Late in the third, Gladstone at the charity stripe. The shot does not go, but Caitlin Hardwick gets the rebound and the basket. Houghton led 39-38 after 3 to the fourth. The Gremlins step on the gas, moving the rock down the floor. Madison Dillinger hits the bunny, extending the lead to 3. Houghton would go on an 8-0 run to open the fourth as Sloan Zenner knocks down the jumper. The Gremlins, they win this one 60-49, winning another district title for the girls of the Copper Country.
You know, I thought we just locked down a little bit harder in the fourth quarter, and we got a couple shots to go in the beginning of the fourth, gave us separation and confidence, and we hit our free throws. We thought we were getting good looks, and we finished. Sloan had some big shots for us. Really proud of our effort.
I think we just needed to calm down and take time with the ball, and we just were able to lock down. We've been playing together for a really long time, so as seniors, I think we just really put it together this year.
And with the win, Houghton moves on to the Class B regional semifinals next week in Manistee. And they will face Kalkaska after they knocked off Kingsley in their district championship game. The regional semifinals will be Tuesday at 6 p.m. To Class C now, as the Ishpeming fans packed Lakeview Memorial Gym to battle rivals Negaunee, and this game was one for the ages. Third quarter, Miners up big, and they kept piling on. Abby Nelson goes off the glass and in. She led Negaunee with 15 points. Closing seconds of the third, Clara Johnson finds Madison Contio, who beats the buzzer as the Miners led by 23 going into the fourth. But then Ishpeming went on an absolute tear. Hannah Smith's going to grab the offensive board. She scores, and she's fouled. The free throw cut the deficit down to 9. Little later off the inbounds pass, Cora Swanson to Mariah Austin. She scores, and she's fouled. It's a madhouse in Negaunee as the Hematites are mounting a huge comeback moments later. Turnover again. It's Austin with the steal, and she scores. Ishpeming has cut it down to 4. But the Miners would show their grit late in this one. Contio with it down low. Count that baby, and a foul, and Negaunee holds on to win this one 55-46.
Their resiliency all year long, especially since the lead went down, for them to pull together. You know, if you'd have ever told me at the beginning of the year we'd lose a lead and we'd be standing here right now, I'm not sure I would have believed you. I don't know if anybody, even if they would have believed you. So, you know, for us to pull together and do something like this, especially for her, you know, we don't want to let it end.
The Miners move on to face Calumet in the regional semifinals in a rematch of last year's game where the Copper Kings came out victorious. On the other end of the bracket, it was a shocker at West Iron County as the Wycons topped Norway 69-67, and down in Rudyard, the powerhouse St. Ignace win another district championship as they beat Newberry 43-38. The Saints and Wycons will meet in Marquette on Tuesday in the other regional semifinal game. Let's go to Republic now for Class D action. Forest Park facing off against Wakefield Marinisco. First quarter, this shot is no good, but Rachel Obradovich was there for the offensive board and the basket for the first 2 points of this game. A little later, press defense leads to offense for Hannah Cross as she gets the steal and the layup there. Forest Park ties the game up early on. Moments later, Obradovich with the ball, and I don't know what you call this, but it's worth 2 points. But then Becky Colenda says, I can make strange shots too. A little later, Colenda with a little bit of an easier shot there, and Forest Park has no trouble tonight as they beat Wakefield Marinisco 65-26.
I think tonight we just had to play hard defense, and hard defense just led to our offense, and that's how we got all of our points, just from working hard and moving the ball well and just working really hard on defense.
We weren't hitting shots early, and so I told the girls they just had to play harder defense, and that's exactly what they did. We didn't have the best first 2 quarters. We talked in halftime about how we had to hit the gaps of the zone and just find the openings, and the girls did a great job of coming out and executing that plan, and we got into a better flow the second half, and they just took care of business.
And the Trojans will face the winner of our next game as MidPeninsula hosted their district title game against Big Bay Denac. The Black Bears with the lead early on, but that didn't stop them from scoring. Marissa Rochefort there with the jumper from the baseline. The Wolverines would respond though. Sarah Hansen with the nice drive and the nicer layup. But Mid-Penn was still down 7. Back the other way, it's Brooke Dalgord with the layup here, and it falls. And it's a big win for Big Bay as the Black Bears knock off Mid-Penn 42-35 to win the Class D district title. We'll stay in Class D as Bark River Harris. They got the best of Carnegie 54-37 the final there. And who would the Broncos face next? Let's find out. It was a packed house in Lakeland and Hubble as Jeffers and Baraga battled for a district crown. First quarter, the Vikings in transition. Justice Kinnunen bounces it back to Carson Osterman for 3. Money. That made it 3-0 Baraga. The Jets would answer in a hurry. Alexa Clouthier, she's going to get a friendly bounce and roll. That tied the game up at 3. More from Jeffers. Off the turnover, they get the ball quickly down court. Dana Kinnunen skips it to Ivy Clement, who goes window shopping, putting the Jets up by 4. Baraga struggled making shots in the first half, but not here. Casey Mleko with the beautiful head fake, scoop, and score. Jeffers led 9-3 after 1, and thanks to a big night from Alexa Clouthier, the Jets pull the upset 50-41 over the Vikings. The Jets move on to regionals next week at Kingsford. We have reached halftime on this edition of Friday Night Frenzy. Still to come, we'll have WCHA playoff action as Northern Michigan battled Bemidji State and Michigan Tech hosted Lake Superior State. All that when we come back on Friday Night Frenzy. Welcome back. Playoffs was the name of the game tonight, and we continue with that theme on the ice as the WCHA playoffs began. So let's go to Houghton for Game 1 between the Huskies and Lake Superior State. First period, no score. Joe Lesperance to Alex Smith, and he scores. Let's take a look at it from another angle as Smith buries it to make it 1-0 MTU, and there would be a lot more where that came from. Just over a minute later, it's going to be Shane Hanna, and he'll find Reed Sturos, and he'll find the goal, 2-0 Tech. A little later in the first, Lesperance finds Alex Gillies, who lights the lamp. Huskies score 5 goals in the opening period as they go on to win this one 6-4, the final score. Let's go to Bemidji now as the #1 seeded Beavers faced Northern Michigan. First period, no score. Beavs on the power play, but the Wildcats on the 2-on-1. Brock Mashmeyer fires the wrist shot, but Michael Bitzer makes a beauty of a save. Still no score though, just over a minute into the second. Beavers on the odd man rush. Leo Fitzgerald lights the lamp. BSU goes up 1. Later in the second, BSU back on the power play. Zach Whitecloud fires the one-timer into the back of the net, 2-0 Beavs. They'd add one more just over 12.5 into the period on the Kyle Ballman quick wrister to take the 3-0 lead, and that would be your final. BSU wins it 3-0. That'll do it for me on this edition of Friday Night Frenzy. Here's a look at all the district champions from tonight. Kimmel's next. Have a great weekend, everyone.